Today I have 5 sunscreens that I've tried. That I've compiled into one video because y'all seem to like where I review multiple sunscreens in one video. There are a couple things that you need to know about me before watching this video. One is I have natural leaning oily skin. However, this time of year, I do start to get some dry patches, but where testing these, my skin type was natural leaning oily. You also need to know what type of sunscreen I enjoy. I like a natural finish. I like it to be lightweight, non-greasy, not sticky, quick drying, and one that looks beautiful under makeup. The third thing you need to know about me is that I like to use 1/4 teaspoon on my face. I feel that this is the proper dosage according to the Skin Cancer Foundation to get the SPF that is listed on the package. So all of these sunscreens, except for the Sunstick, have been tested out at 1/4 teaspoon. We may be joined by my cat. This is my cat Jojo. I'm gonna go quickly through these and tell you the highlights of them, and I'll tell you how long I wear tested them for because it varies greatly depending on the sunscreen today. How rude. I'm editing this video and I realize I never introduced myself. Hi, I'm Sean, Melanoma Mom. Welcome to my channel. I currently have a broken ankle. I'm recovering from surgery, so I'm filming everything in my bedroom, which is what you've got here, and no makeup editing, Sean. On this channel, I post sunscreen reviews at least once a week. I'm a melanoma skin cancer survivor, so I am passionate about sun protection. While you're here, subscribe. I'm trying to reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I think I can do it, so hit that little red button. It is completely free to you. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the video. First one is Tan Luxe. This is their Sci-Tech Sunscreen Photo Adaptive Hydrogel Face SPF30. It comes in a pump. This sunscreen retails for $49 on the Ulta Beauty website, which is where I purchased mine from. The finish is shiny. Okay, the sunscreen has dried down in 5 minutes. I think you can see it's still slightly glowy. It's not the glowiest I've ever seen. The texture is a gel. This is a very unique gel sunscreen. It's slightly sticky on the face, but more like a primer, not an annoying stickiness in my opinion. Slightly sticky, but not in a greasy sort of way. Like it's fully set down. And it's so lightweight feeling on the face. Like you don't realize you're wearing it as the day goes on. And I experienced no pilling. Honestly, with all the sunscreens I'm talking about today, absolutely no pilling. This sits beautifully under makeup. It's like a glow from within. However, I did find that it gets shinier throughout the day. I wear tested this sunscreen for 4 days. I did not notice a fragrance with this sunscreen, and it's also not water resistant, so don't go in cardio or jumping in the water, but it's great for everyday wear. This is a chemical UV filtered sunscreen. It has 3% avobenzone, 7% homosalate, 5% octisalate, and 1% octocrylene. My eyes are sensitive to a couple of these chemical UV filters, so I did not wear tested around my eyes. Do I recommend this? Yes, I do. If you have a normal skin type, I think you will really enjoy this. If you like a gel sunscreen texture that is invisible on the face, sits well under makeup, sits well on its own, builds up on its own throughout the day, I think you will really enjoy this. Next up is the Target Kids Sunstick SPF55. I have the older packaging, however the formula is the same. This is sold as a 2-pack for $7.99, which is a fantastic price point. I wear tested this for 3 days, however I did pass it on to my children at the pool, and I think it's in a pool bag somewhere. I found this to be a natural finish. Yeah, I don't think it looks bad. I'm very aware it's on my face though. However, it does peel and clump up upon application. You saw, I have large chunks on my face. Because it is a waxy texture, it comes off in waxy bits. It also stays sticky, so it looks pretty on the face. I love this natural finish, but it stays sticky. Your hair is gonna stick to it throughout the day. I noticed a slight chemical sunscreen scent or fragrance to this one. It's also water resistant for 80 minutes, and I did test it under high humidity in South Carolina. You can see as I'm walking around, my face gets a nice natural glow on it because that is the humidity sticking and beating up and rolling off the sunscreen. I do think this sunscreen stick is best for the summer when you're doing water activities, you're out in high humidity areas, being outside a lot. I do think that it performs a little better. I never recommend a sunstick to be your sole sunscreen. I think it's great for reapplication, however. This is an all-chemical sunscreen, so I did not test it around my eye area. Avobenzone 3%, homosalate 15%, octisalate 5%, octocrylene 10%. Would I recommend this? Yes, especially for kids, especially if you're looking for a budget sunscreen stick. I mean, you get 2 for the price. I mean, that's an amazing deal. I would not repurchase it for myself, but for my kids at that price, yes, I would repurchase. All right, let's talk about the Pipette Mineral Sunscreen SPF50. I tested this out for 20 minutes, and I had tested out a smaller version of this that I'd gotten off of Amazon previously. I think it's the same version. Somebody asked me to specifically get the longer tube from Target. That's what I did. Price is great. $13.99 for 3 fluid ounces. You do get a large bottle. However, the finish is very shiny and it has a white cast even on my skin tone. You guys see I'm very pale and I'm only halfway through. I'm trying to blend it in and I'm just getting wider. What's the guy off the Addams Family off Wednesday? Uncle Fester. Uncle Fester, that's what I look like with the red around my eyes because I have naturally pink skin. Look at the white cast on this. And it's just a thick, hot mess. Look at that. The texture is greasy and oily and slippy and just doesn't set down on the face. Under makeup, I did not try it. No, I did not, because I could tell it was going to mix with my foundation because it did not dry down. Does it have a fragrance? No, it's fragrance free. Is it water resistant? Yes, it's water resistant for 80 minutes. Water is just going to fly right off this. Skin type, maybe if you have extremely dry skin, maybe. Do people with drier skin love this? Is that what's happening? Are people like loving this because they're not putting the full 1/4 teaspoon? This is a mineral sunscreen at 20.1% zinc oxide. It is filled with lots of waxes and seed extracts. It does have squalane in it, which is a really good ingredient. Eye stinging. I did not try this around my eyes. It probably won't because it has zinc oxide, typically does not irritate my eyes. However, because it is so slippy and greasy, I didn't want to get this in my eyes. I know it will just slip right in my eyes. This was a no-go. I wasn't even gonna attempt to put this around my eyes. Do I recommend this? No, this is a hard pass. Hard pass for me. I do not recommend this. I do not recommend this. I just feel like I've just got like margarine. Like I've got margarine, you know, the stick margarine, and I just shove the bar margarine everywhere. Don't get this. There are much better sunscreens out there. Skip this one. No, this is a pass. Time to move on to the next one. This is the Cetaphil Everyday Sunscreen Tinted Face Lotion SPF40, which was recommended to me to try. And I am glad that I tried it, although many of you warned me about this and you are correct. I wear tested this for a total of 20 minutes. It does come in a pump, which I like. This retails for $17.49 for 1.7 fluid ounces, which I do not think is a bad price point. Plus it's readily available at almost all drugstores, Walmart, Target, CVS, Walgreens, all of the places we shop in the United States. You usually can find Cetaphil. However, the finish for me was glowy. The texture is a nice lightweight lotion texture. I did enjoy the texture. The tint is comically too dark for me and also leans orange. Okay, this is what it looks like after 10 minutes dry down. It's dried down. It's not coming off too bad on my fingers. It definitely oxidizes. Okay. Under makeup, I did not try because my makeup is going to be a lighter tint than this sunscreen, so there was no point in trying it on top. This is fragrance free, fantastic. It's not water resistant, so it's great for everyday wear, but not for the pool or sweaty activities. And it is a mineral UV filtered sunscreen. This has 10.1% titanium dioxide and 7.8% zinc oxide. Notable ingredients is caffeine. This did not work for me, but I do know that it works for some of you. I think this would be recommended for dry skin types that need some hydration, those who like a little bit of a glow, and who fit this very specific shade and don't mind an orange undertone. I think this would be good for those of y'all. Next up, we have Beat the Sun by Krave Beauty. This is an SPF of 40 PA and 3 pluses. I wear tested this for 5 days. It retails for $20 for 1.7 fluid ounces. I don't think that that is a bad price point at all. That is a good mid-range price point for sunscreens, in my opinion. The finish on me was shiny with a slight tackiness, more of like a primer tackiness, and it was also slightly oily. Now, I don't mind a slight oily texture to my sunscreens. I actually enjoy that. It's the greasiness I can't handle. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. Y'all, this is very shiny. It has dried down to slightly, just ever so slightly tacky and a tad bit oily. The consistency is a lightweight lotion texture, which I think sits beautifully on the skin. Speaking of sitting beautifully, it also does great under makeup. It gives you that slight glow from within, that healthy skin glow. However, I did find that the shine pops through after 2 hours, which isn't a big deal for me because I typically do reapply my sunscreen every 2 hours, but those of you who don't, are indoors most of the day in an office type setting, you may need to repowder your face. This does have a chemical UV filtered sunscreen scent. I don't think that they have added any additional fragrances to it. This is also not water resistant, so it's great for daily wear, not so great for sweaty activities or jumping in the pool. I don't say this very often, but I think this would be a good sunscreen for all skin types. Let me know if you have a skin type this did not work for. All right, this is all chemical UV filters. Avobenzone, 3% homosalate, 10% octisalate, 5% octocrylene, 3%. For that reason, I did not test this around my eye area because I do get stinging from a couple of those UV filters. Notable ingredients are beetroot extract, hyaluronic acid, and vitamin E. Do I recommend this? Yes, I do. I do prefer this on my body skin, however, because it's not as shiny and it's so lightweight and sinks in so beautifully. Oh, I love to wear this on my arms, my legs, on my body. However, in a pinch, I would wear this on my face. I think it did a fantastic job under makeup. I love the way this looks. I will be completely using up this sunscreen. Today is a great day to wear sunscreen. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Evidently she'll be hanging out with us. Ironically, I have fake JoJo behind me. My 17-year-old son bought fake JoJo for me for Christmas, and it makes a great lumbar support pillow. You gonna lay down? You gonna relax? You gonna relax? Okay. Okay, we're settled down. Jeez, that was the food going off. My goodness. Good thing I trimmed her nails. God, squished in my nose again.